Hey crafty people, I'm Sarah, also known as Craft Nerd because I'm a nerd who loves to craft. Over the years I've dabbled in most types of crafting, although for the past decade or so I've been doing primarily card making and mixed media art. I've recently embarked on a junk journaling journey that I hope you'll join me on. Today we're going to finish decorating the botanical folio we created last time. Let's get crafting! So now we are going to decorate our folio. And I have got the Curator Botanical laser cut elements that go with the paper pack we used. I also have the Curator Meadow laser cut elements. And that was important because the Botanical laser cut elements had two of these like postage stamp windows, and I really liked them for framing out some of the elements on the cover. But it only had two, but the Meadow one had two as well. And please excuse my dogs if you can hear them barking. There's somebody apparently walking past the house, so they're losing their minds. But these aren't quite standing out enough. So I am gonna grab a little brown brush and my vintage photo distress ink, and I am just gonna ink these guys up, and I'm just gonna do it on a scratch piece of paper so I don't get ink all over my mat here. And I'm just darkening it a little bit so that they show up better on the front. See there, and now is it on screen? Yes. Now you can see it stands out much better than the uninked ones. So I'm just gonna go ahead and ink all of them. So now that those are all inked, I'm just gonna grab my art glitter glue and glue them down real quick. You can, of course, can use whatever your preferred glue is. I also think I want to grab from the laser cut elements this little tab and maybe place it over here to help indicate that this is the way it opens. So I'm thinking maybe right about there. I'm gonna just have it hang over just a little bit. And I'm not gonna use it now to open up because that would not go well. All right, so moving on to our inside. Now I'm not gonna do a ton of decorating because the paper is, you know, very detailed and it's beautiful, and I don't wanna put a lot on. Plus, depending on what the recipient wants to do with this folio, they can add photos to all the pages, and so you don't want too much embellishment to take up that space. But I did pull out a few things that I'm gonna add. So this is from the 49 and Market. They're the Ticket Essentials, and this one's in, the color is Toast. And I have to say, the price on this is great. You get a ridiculous amount of tickets and stamps in this box. I am gonna be using these forever. Just gonna add just a little ink because where it tears away is a little white and don't necessarily want that showing. Now this is a Tracie Fox label, and she is loves junk journals on Etsy. I will leave a link to her shop down below. and then another laser cut element. So I'm just gonna add these here. So there's plenty of room to still add a photo. All right, moving over here, I just picked out 2 of the laser cut embellishments, and I'm gonna just stick them off to the side over here. This way there's plenty of room for either additional decorating or putting photos. I'm just gonna use a paper towel to dab up the glue seepage. All right, moving inside. I just love this piece. So that's gonna go down here. And then there's still room. You could still put a photo up here. And actually, you know what? I had a thought and forgot I had a thought. And so I'm gonna go back to that thought. I think I'm gonna actually glue this to a piece of vellum so we can make it a pocket that goes down here. So I'm just gonna go grab some vellum. All right, so I've got a scrap piece of vellum and I'm just gonna cut it down to size. Get my paper trimmer out. So we need a piece that is 3 inches by, I think I'm gonna go 6, just to make life easier. And if you're crafting along with me and aren't using, you know, this paper pack, or you don't have the embellishments, you can use whatever you have in your stash to decorate with. I keep shopping and buying 49 and Market supplies because they're so lovely. And I'm trying to be much better about not hoarding my stash. I'm gonna use Barely Art glue because it's a little bit better with vellum than art glitter glue. So I'm just gonna glue this down. So we're just gonna add this kind of in the center. And now I'm just gonna glue along the sides and the bottom to make this into a pocket. So there we go, and now we've got a little pocket. I also figured I'd add a couple extra butterflies up near the top. And I am gonna go feed my dogs because I think that might be part of why they're losing their minds. All right, now on this page, what I want to do is I want to stamp in the little label area. I also think this would be really cool to have a piece of antiqued tape. That's one of those projects on my never-ending to-do list that I have not done yet. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there are a number of videos out there for putting alcohol ink on tape to make it look like it is antique. And I'm just looking, I picked up the 49 and Market Toast rub-ons. I wonder if we've got a rub-on that would work. I'm thinking maybe a little bit of that. We could do, yeah, I think a little bit of this, and actually I think I might even, all right, I am gonna cut a thinner strip off of it. And tear the backing off, stick it down. I'm just gonna kind of angle it this way so that it doesn't interfere with that guy. Get it on there like that, and then I'm just gonna take the tool that came with and rub it on. And I'm checking to make sure it's down as I'm peeling up, because I can always go back down and rub it back on. Oh yeah, I kind of like that. I'm gonna go grab some stamps, and I'm pulling out Field Notes, which is CMS 396, and it's a Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous stamp set. Let's see, I think that might be, yeah, too big. Trying to decide if I want corresponding order or I'm gonna go with the numbers. And I am gonna grab Distress Archival ink in Vintage Photo, and I'm just gonna ink up the stamp. And fingers crossed it stamps nicely. Yay, that worked. And I think I want one more thing to add over here. And these are printable, and I completely forgot to double check who they're by. And so I think I'm just gonna add let's maybe do that guy, and then we'll tuck in an extra stamp, because I generally like to do clusters and collage things with odd numbers, because it's generally more aesthetically pleasing for there to be an odd number than even. And I'm just gonna ink my edges. And I'm gonna mostly glue this down so I can then tuck the stamp in behind. then glue it down the rest of the way and ink these edges. And I will, of course, leave a link to this digital down below, and I will probably also pop up on the screen somewhere the name of the shop I got it in, because yeah, I completely forgot. So that page is done. We're gonna flip open, and I did not actually pull anything to go on this page. I think I'm actually gonna leave this page plain. Now again, I think I'm going to stamp over here, and let's pull out field notes again. I think we're gonna go with that one. And again, archival vintage photo distress ink. And actually, I think I'm gonna take this splatter stamp and I'm gonna do this. And that, and that, to make sure I don't get ink where I don't want it. And I am gonna actually use some Distress Ink tea dye because I don't want it quite as dark as Vintage Photo. And fingers crossed. So apparently I forgot to start videoing after dealing with my dogs at some point, and I'm not entirely sure what all you saw. For this one, I just put a ticket. These are from the laser cut embellishments, and this is a Tracie Fox label that I just added down there. Don't know if you saw, I created this little cluster over here. This is another one of the 49 and Market Ticket Essentials. This is actually also a 49 and Market Ticket Essentials, and it's from the Lavender collection, and this is a Tracie Fox label. And I just inked the edges with shaded lilac. And I will say that the Lavender Ticket Essentials, the tickets are really dark in that set for Lavender. In case you didn't see over here, I did a little stamping with field notes, and the splatter stamp I used was from the Poinsettia. And then again, 49 Market Ticket Essential, 49 and Market Ticket Essentials, and a digital of faux stamps. And so for the top section, I pulled out a few more elements from the laser cut elements for this paperback. And so we're just gonna get a little cluster up here. I'm just inking those so they stand out a little bit more. Brushing off eventually with your daubers, the foam stuff will start flaking off, and that seems to be happening. Probably should put, oh, that goes that way. Let's see if we still like it with it going that way. Yeah, I think that still works. Wonder if what I need to do is, I think I'm going to cut this in half and just use half of it. So we'll have that. Okay, I think I want it coming out about there. So I'm just gonna glue this onto the back of this piece first. And I'm using Barely Art, which is good because it gives me a little bit more wiggle time to figure out exactly my placement. And then we'll add that right there. Just gonna put a little glue there and there, because we're gonna slide it in like that. And now I'm gonna flip it over and glue it all down. And then I think that's all the decorating I'm gonna do. All right, we're gonna do one last thing. I've taken, this is some of my coffee dyed paper, and it was 8.5 by 11, and I cut it down to 7 by 5. So I took 2 sheets, and I'll link the video down below where I show you how I did this coffee dyeing. And I'm gonna grab my corner rounder and my scallop and cloud punch, and I am gonna punch the corners on all of them. So I'm gonna do 2 with the scallop punch. And then 2, I'm just gonna corner round with the 1/4 inch corner rounder. All right, so we've got this pocket over here, and we'll stick this inside here. So someone can add photos to it, write on it. They can fold it in half and tuck it in half so that it doesn't fully cover up our embellishment over here. It's kind of a whatever the recipient wants to do, they can do with that. And I think I pulled out, I've got the 49 and Market Wings washi tape stickers. It's another one where you get a really lot of the item. And so I think I'm just gonna stick, you know, a butterfly washi sticker up in the corner, just to give it a little bit something extra. And then over here, we'll do that guy, and we'll grab another washi sticker. Maybe do the green butterfly this time. Add it in the corner up there. And then we'll go this one in this pocket. And this guy in this pocket. So we got one in each of those pockets. And again, I'll just add, let's do a green butterfly over here. And maybe this brown one over here. And I did decide to go ahead and just put a piece of paper from the paper pack on the back, because I realized when sorting through my stuff, I also have this paper pack in 12 by 12. So it seemed kind of silly to hoard the paper. So there's the finished back. So there we go. It's now all decorated. So we've got our front page. I'm gonna flip open. On this page, we've got coffee dyed paper that comes out of the pocket. A little bit of embellishing on this page. And again, over here, we've got a coffee dyed piece of paper. And then we've got our vellum pocket where you can stick something in there. Flip open, we've got another pocket with a piece of coffee dyed paper. And again, I'm just gonna leave this lovely collaged page all by itself. Over here, another pocket, another coffee dyed paper. We've got our policy closure flip up flaps over here. And again, because we have such lovely papers, I think I'm just gonna leave this all plain. This way, if the recipient wants to do some decorating, they can. And so that's our decorated 6.5 by 8.5-ish folio with flips and flaps and pockets. If you enjoyed this video, please do all the things that lets YouTube know you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment down below. Thanks for joining me, and happy crafting.